have way too many of these, or not enough, depending on how you look at it. It's gonna be a nightmare trying to put these back on the shelves in alphabetical order. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna show you some DAWs today. I think this was just a video idea I had after I read a couple of the comments and people commented on the what is now empty, but the yellow spines that were all sitting here are now spread out across my floor, and we are going to go through each one of them to show you what I currently have as of right now. And I'm going to talk about a little bit what I hope to collect, because like as far as I know there are maybe not thousands but hundreds and hundreds, you know, there's well more than 1,000. So yeah, maybe there is multiple thousands of DAWs. Probably at this point there for sure is. Of the yellow spines though, I think I have a blue in here that came from '84. There's a trash truck outside, don't mind the noise. That reminds me, for those of you who have commented on my audio and on my overall production quality, I have a mic in the mail and I have a tripod in the mail. I'm gonna up my quality just a little bit, especially with the mic. That'll help a lot with, you might be able to hear my neighbor mowing right now. I was gonna actually take all these books outside and shoot in the beautiful sunshine, but number one, I didn't really want to lug a bunch of books outside into the onto the deck, and number two, there are mowers and boats and things outside that are nearby the house that it would just create a lot of sound. And so until I get that mic, I'm gonna probably do a lot of shooting in here, which the mic's on the way, so fear not. Anyway, you're here for DAWs. Let's do this. First one is Lin Carter Presents the Year's Best Fantasy Stories 3. I have not dug into this at all. I don't even know what's in this actually. Looks like L. Sprague de Camp, Carl Edward Wagner, Cherryh, Clark Ashton Smith, Charles R. Saunders, and some more. It's a cool one. Also, I apologize if the glare on these ones with the sleeves on them, if you can't see the covers very well, but this is the Great SF Stories 7 Asimov. This has got Lieber, Brackett, Frederick Brown, Del Rey, Kuttner, Bertram, Chandler, and Asimov himself. I like that one, that's cool. Here's one that that kind of piqued my, this isn't sci-fi, but this piqued my interest. These horror ones are relatively obscure, so this has got Kenneth Lee, Stephen King, and a couple more in there. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but it's cool. Here are, I'll kind of speed through these because I don't know how many of you guys care about the anthology ones, the annual World's Best SF. Gosh, that's Best SF. It's kind of hard to say. This one's 72. Yeah, I'll speed run these. This is 76 with a big old chunk taken out of the front cover. This is 78 with a sticker, 150. If only all of them costs 150. This is 1980. Again, all of these are, I think almost all of them in these little, when they're titled by year, are Donald Wollheim. Donald Wollheim, I believe that's how you pronounce it. 83. Kenneth Lee's in there. Joanna Russ, I saw. That's a cool one. I assume all of these are in frame and they're all close enough. I pray to the Lord that I don't get to the end of this video and a bunch of this is out of focus. Here's 1984. Like I said, this is the only blue spine I think in my whole collection. So maybe this is, yeah, they changed their logo, their signet on the side. Looks like an 84. So cool cover here. Kenneth Lee, Silverberg. Yeah. All right, that's all of the like collections. Now we're gonna start getting into like the individual ones. I have nobody beginning with the last name A, so we'll start at the B's. Planet Probability by Brian. Hold on, we're gonna cover a book. She's covered. Brian N. Ball. I do not know anything about this one, but that's a sick cover. I'm gonna say sick cover a lot because these DAWs really do have really cool covers. This one's cool, and I had to do a little bit of work on the spine because the front cover was falling off. But Barrington J. Bayley's Collision Course. Pretty neat cover. Bayley's hard to find, and I think I found that for a couple bucks when I was on a trip. So Lloyd Biggle Jr. This one I believe was, you can probably hear that. That's a trash truck outside. This was on my recent haul video that I uploaded. The light that never was. That's a crazy cover. I don't know anything about that, and I have never read a Biggle, but that's cool. James Blish's Midsummer Century. It's kind of an artsy cover. Blish DAWs are challenging to find at decent prices. Here's Kenneth Bulmer's The Diamond Contessa. Looks like some stuff going on between that dude and that woman. That one probably gets a little bit saucy if I had to guess. All right, bunch of C's here. A lot of C's. Lin Carter's The Wizard of Zao. I quite like that cover. It's cartoonishy. I'm gonna run out of room, so we're just gonna stack. All right. I have some Chandlers here that I picked up at a library sale. The Big Black Mark. The Far Traveler. The Wayback. Star Courier. Kind of a cool cover there. I like that one. Got a zombie on a horse with wasps behind him. Some CJ Cherryh. We got the Dreamstone here. I like this one. It's got the embossed silver on the front. This one I was really excited to find in DAW. This is CJ Cherryh's masterpiece, Downbelow Station. I thought about cracking this open the other day, but this one's over 400 pages, and I just didn't feel like trying to maneuver through something that long at the moment. I wanted something a little shorter. CJ Cherryh's The Pride of Chanur. Also with the embossed science fiction book club selection. It's kind of cool it's on there. So this on the back says our 10th year leading the sci-fi field. So I wonder if that was like a special year of printing for them. A couple Robert Chilsons here. As the Curtain Falls. This one's a little chewed up, unfortunately. I found this at an old bookstore, and there's little like chips of like dried paper coming out of it. I really like that cover, so I had to get that one. Here is, she's covered up. We'll run into that problem as some of you know with these DAWs. Some of the covers can be pretty scandalous, so if there's any that I'm not sure about, I'll just cover them up. But this is Robert Chilson's The Star-Crowned Kings. Kind of a cool design though. This is Michael G. Coney, the only one I have, called The Hero of Downways. This one sounded really interesting. It sounded like it was underground or something, you know. I really like anything set underground. Oh, we are making a dent, but we still have quite a few to go. Thank you for hanging with me, by the way, looking at these DAWs. I think I'll just take a pause real quick. Something I enjoy with the content here on YouTube with like this community, the vintage sci-fi community especially. It's just like I enjoy, as a viewer at least, watching people just either unbox, do haul videos, just showing their books off. I think there's something real therapeutic in just seeing old vintage books, especially sci-fi books. And so that was kind of the reason why I thought this would be fun, is I get to share with you a collection that a few of you seem to be interested in. I get to discuss with you about it. I want to know what you have as far as DAWs go. And yeah, they've just become a favorite of mine to find at bookshops. There are some that I find out there a lot. There's some that I through this collection have like gasped audibly when I found them. They're a fun, like, I guess this is as close as you get to like trading cards in this kind of community, where they each have numbers. They're very collectible. They all look cool sitting next to each other. Like, these are fun. So anyway, just wanted to say thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoy this kind of content, because I'll do more of it. If you'd like, I can show more of my bookshelf off. We can talk about what I have and stuff like that. So anyway, I have 5 Gordon R. Dicksons, some of them from that book haul video, I think, that you've seen, maybe. None But Man. The Sleepwalker's World. This is wow, that's a cool cyberpunky cover, maybe. What year was this published? It was 28, so probably, that was 1971, wow. I said cyberpunk, but yeah, I don't know if that's the right categorization of that one. Here's one of his probably short story collections. Yep. The Book of Gordon Dickson. Just a sucker for the red against the yellow. Oop. Against the yellow, just a really cool, very aesthetically pleasing color pattern. The Pritcher Mass. That was from that other haul, I believe. It's a cool, very weird, distinct cover. Tactics of Mistake. Seems interesting. Herbert W. Franke, The Mindnet. It's an early one. No, it's not. 123. There's another one sitting somewhere over here that was an early one that I confused that with. This might be my favorite cover that I have. So, I mean, this is like something I'd put up on my wall for some reason, just artsy. Mark S. Geston, The Siege of Wonder. I mean, I'm going to see if I can get that a little closer. Hopefully it's in focus, or doesn't get the camera out of focus. That's so cool. The only no, I have 2 Gestons actually. The Daystar. I got a comment, can't remember your name, but I got a comment about Geston, and so yeah, I bumped him up for sure on my list to read. This is the one I was confusing that last one with. This is number 6, really early one. I mean, this is barely over 100 pages, so I might just give this a go and see what I think of Mr. Mark. A couple of Joseph Greens, I think. Conscience Interplanetary. Love that cover. Just beautiful. Who's that cover by? Kelly Freeze? I want to say Freeze. Joseph Green's The Mind Behind the Eye. Giant. Gulliver's Travels in Space. Colin Cap with this looks very 80s, 70s, 80s, you know. Year was this published? 82. Yep, there we go. That haircut is distinctly 80s. Gerard Klein's The Day Before Tomorrow. That's a cool cover. I like that one. Short. That one's small. A couple stacks to go. A few, I should say. There's 3 stacks. A couple would be incorrect. My leg is falling asleep, so. All right. Some Andre Norton here for those of you Norton fans. The book of Andre Norton with a big old X in the middle. I'm going to need to get a better version of this one because it's taped. Somebody was clearly mad and just gave it a big X. I don't know why. Andre Norton's Spell of the Witch World, and oh, look at this. Andre Norton's Spell of the Witch World. I have two of these. This one I got first, library sale. And this was a later printing, it looks like, because this one is literally DAW number 1. If you can see that, I don't know if you can, probably not. Yeah, those are both cool. I was glad to find that one, the number 1 DAW. Also, I think I've mentioned this before, but if you don't know, I'm shooting on my phone, no audio help, just kind of seeing how this goes. I'm not going to invest a bunch of, you know, money and stuff into a just brand new YouTube channel. So forgive the audio, forgive the not, you know, super high definition camera or whatever, but I'm just working with what I got right now. I'm sure this community understands. This is just, you know, we care more about the books than we do about like shooting in some studio, you know. So anyway, here's some. I have two Michael Moorcocks that are. I've never read Moorcock, and I've heard. I know that he is instrumental to the genre, so I'm gonna read him at some point. But this is The Sailor on the Seas of Fate, Elric novel. And a sleeve. This one apparently cost me $4. Sounds right. The Jewel in the Skull, the first volume in the history of the Runestaff. This looks like fantasy. This looks like the first of a series or something. It's cool. Michael Moorcock, always a name that just I've showed friends this bookshelf of mine and they just stop on him and they're like, what? Who's that? What? Okay. I've shown this one off, I think, in one other video, but I love this one. Minty R.A. Lafferty. Strange Doings. This is just short stories of Lafferty, but very nice condition. Yeah. I don't know, I'm particularly fond of that one. I think because it's in such nice condition, and I remember getting that one for like a couple bucks, which was stunning. I just reviewed one of these on the channel from this author who I thoroughly enjoyed and I will be returning to, but here is some Tanith Lee. I'm going to have a hard time with this pronunciation of this one. Anarchire. We'll go Anarchire. Golly. This is a big one too. This is like CJ Cherryh's Downbelow Stations. Over 400 pages. You don't see that very often on DAWs. Like I said, just reviewed this on the channel. Go give that a watch. Don't bite the sun. Don't bite the what? Don't bite the sun. Excuse me. Beautiful cover. I absolutely love this book. I did not know it was extremely rare, or at least when I looked online, this book is over $100 on eBay. This specific version, which I'm not even kidding you. I'm not blowing smoke. I got this from a half-price books for, it was less than $5. I'm positive about that. I remember getting excited because I saw the name Tanith Lee, and I was like, oh, that's a sick cover. I took it home. And then later found out that this is not a common book. It was like $5. Okay. The Silver Metal Lover with that embossed silver, which just ties the whole thing together. That's a great cover. And then this one I'm excited to read. I've heard talk of this one, Electric Forest. I hope this is not catching a glare, because I'm just gonna pull this one out, because you gotta see this cover. Just beautiful. One of the most attractive, aesthetically pleasing DAWs. Oh, please don't get tape on the cover. That is scary. I don't want to rip the cover. Okay. We'll deal with that later. Set that aside. 2 stacks left. A couple of cool covers in here, I know that. Here is this Fred? Yeah. Fred Saberhagen, the book of Saberhagen. I noticed a lot of these The Book ones, the book of Gordon Dickson, the book of like Andre Norton, that kind of thing, come in that circle with just like a distinct the way of separating the individual books as opposed to like a short story collection or best of. James Schmidt's The Telsey Toy looks pretty weird, but pretty cool cover. Robert Sheckley. I got a comment about this just yesterday, I think, maybe today. Can you feel anything when I do this? I'm about 90% sure that Bookpilled reviewed this one. And I remember Matt not liking it very much. There was maybe like a standout story or two, but I mean, purely just having this for the cover alone is fine by me. But yes, to the person who commented about reading Sheckley, I will probably get into that one at some point because it's short stories, it's easy. Stableford, Brian M. Stableford's Critical Threshold. No comment, I don't know anything about that. I see Stableford a lot though, at least where I'm at. To Challenge Chaos, this is a neat one. This is DAW number 7. I love that cover. Wow. It's very artsy. That's cool. Let me know about Stableford. I don't know much or anything. Cecil Snyder III. Don't know who that is. The Hawks of Arcturus. 80s. It's in the sleeve, otherwise I'd check. I'm gonna guess like 81. Let me know if I'm right, if you know. Oh yeah, DAW number 103. Maybe it's a little bit earlier than that. Forgive the trash truck sound outside. I think that's what that is. That screeching, if you're hearing that in the audio. I'm trying to wait it out because it literally sounds like it's right outside. Please. This is awkward. Okay, I think it's gone. Theodore Sturgeon. This cover is what? So cool. It matches the title so well. A Touch of Strange. Like, it just gives me Mario Brothers vibes because of that brick. Like, gosh, I really wish the spine wasn't as faded as that is, because this one is very cool. Thomas Burnett Swan, The Minikins of Yam. Got this one, $2 it looks like, half price books. A DAW for $2 is a DAW I buy. E.C. Tubbs, Haven of Darkness, Doomarest of Terra number 16. Did he have a series? There is no way that he had a series that went to 16. That's a lot. Does anybody else feel like when a series reaches that many books that it's just like you've done too much? Now, just to hold on before you come with torches and pitchforks. If you really like long series, I just feel like if you've reached that amount of books, you've exhausted your brain of the ideas that can exist in that world. And maybe that's just me imagining what it would be like to write 16 individual stories. And I might be wrong. This one may not even have 16 stories. I'm kind of just talking at this point. But I have one more stack to go, by the way. But yeah, I just It's a lot of books to be sent in like one. There's one connecting through line, or many if it's set in like the same universe or something. That's a lot. Here, a lot of you will be excited because I know Vance gets a lot of love in this corner of YouTube. I have 6 Vance DAWs. This one, I really wish I had found the other cover. I think there's 2 covers of this in DAW, but the 5 gold bands. Was still very excited to find this library sale here for $1. I think all the paperbacks were $1, maybe 50 cents. It's like, oh, I was so excited. You find a DAW for 50 cents, much less a Jack Vance. Like, oh, this will be cool. Is there only 3 of these? Maybe there's only 3. Oh, I still have a price tag on this one. I'm gonna rip the price tag off really quick. And I'll show you the price tag so you can at least see. I don't want to make it seem like I'm trying to hide how much I paid for my books. This one cost, gosh dang it, $4. I can't. $4 for this DAW, which again is a good price. But I have the Planet of Adventure, 3 of them. Tell me if there's more. I don't know off the top of my head. City of the Cheshire, I think is the Cheshire Planet of Adventure. Servants of the what? Of the Wank. Best title in sci-fi history, perhaps. And then the Dear. What the heck is on this cover? That's that one I peeled the sticker off. Oh, it's so fun. I'm super happy to have some weird Vance covers. Here is The Face, Demon Prince's novel. I think this is the 4th one. Looking, I guess, for 3 other Demon Princes that will probably be very hard to find because Vance is hard to find. And then the last one that I have of Vance, the cover literally had, I believe, completely fallen off of this one, so I had to tape it. Tell me if there's a way to repair spines or repair covers that have just completely fallen off books better, but it's my own personal collection, so I don't care as much about putting a few pieces of invisible tape. Anyway, that's a side note. Whist, Alice Store 1716. Pretty cool palette, color palette there, green and like pink. But yeah, I picked that one up in a big old box at an old bookstore. It was under a bunch of them, and I picked it up, and the cover just slid right off, and I was like, not a Vance, no. All right, last 2. David Walker, The Lord's Pink Ocean. With some unfortunate water damage to this one, I think. You can tell on the back there. It's faded a little bit, and it's not in great shape, but this one particularly just sounds fun. And then I have a Zelazny, which this is the only Zelazny DAW I've ever seen in the wild. To Die in, Italbar, I think is how you would pronounce that. But anyway, that is the DAW collection. Thank you for watching, listening along, just following as I took this shelf and just gave you all the cool details of it. I think DAWs are just super cool to look at, super interesting to talk about. And so, if you want more content like this, if you want to go through all these books up here, there's a row, there's 2 rows down here at the bottom that are double stacked in of just old paperbacks. And then I have a bookshelf behind you, behind the camera, with, I don't know how many's over there. At least 100 books are over there, probably more. But anyway, that's gonna be it for me in this video. Audio will improve. So yeah, be on the lookout for my next video. I'll keep reviewing the 25 book challenge that I did. I got a couple cool ones coming up from Neuromancer and Nope, hold on. It was a Vance. The Dying Earth. Why did I? Yeah, I spaced on that one. I know those two are coming up shortly, so be on the lookout for those. And then I'm just gonna keep going down the list of those that I read. Just keep tuning into the channel. I appreciate all of you who watch, subscribe, like, comment, everything. It's been a joy to talk with you so far in the comments, and I'm hoping to continue doing it. So with that, thank you for taking a journey through my DAWs. I will see you next time.